everyone. Welcome, I guess, to the afternoon portion of the content. Hope you're all enjoying your lunch. It looked delicious. As Ken mentioned, my name is Julia Stead, and I'm the VP of Marketing at Invoca. For those of you who aren't familiar with Invoca, we are the call intelligence company. So what that means is not only do we provide call tracking and attribution for marketers, but we also provide the actionable insights and data for you to better personalize the caller experience, personalize and enhance that post-call conversion experience, and we help you expand your reach as well through some really neat things with lookalike audience targeting based on call conversions. What I'm going to talk to you about today during lunch is how you can drive more revenue from paid search by combining the power of AI and call intelligence. So to get started, I thought I'd set the stage a little bit around the state of mobile search today. The stats you see on the screen are not news to anyone. It's something that's been a reoccurring theme even this morning, the importance of being mobile first. Not a surprise when you see that 57% of searches are now on mobile devices, and our ad dollars are following suit, right? Year over year, there's been a 134% increase in mobile ad search spend. So that's the direction that the market's going in. But the kind of missing piece to this story that many of you may not be thinking about is that this emphasis and focus on mobile search is driving billions of calls to businesses, billions of calls with a B. In 2018 alone, we're projecting to see about 40 billion calls specifically from mobile search to businesses. And these stats aren't that surprising when you read other stats, like the one up here, that 65% of consumers would actually rather contact a business by phone rather than filling out a form. This is a preferred way for consumers to interact with our businesses when they're on a mobile device. If you put yourself in your customer's shoes, which journey would you prefer to partake on when you're on a mobile device? Filling out a tiny, complicated form, entering your credit card details through a form, trying to go back and forth and get questions answered, or simply clicking to call, whether it's in the ad itself or on one of your landing pages. This becomes especially interesting when we talk about voice search, one of the hot topics from one of this morning's roundtables. And think about when consumers are doing voice searches. It's when their hands are full, whether they're on the go or at home trying to do things, and they need their hands free, so they use voice to interact more effectively. And if you're doing a voice search and your hands are full, the next natural step would be then to call a business and have that call directly connected. So long story short, the rise of mobile search, we are driving more and more voice and call interactions with businesses. Now, where this comes into play for marketers, for all of us in the room, and sort of the challenge that Invoca is helping solve, is that currently, in most cases, optimizing for call conversions is just really hard. Getting that real-time closed-loop attribution for calls the same way you currently have it for digital conversions has basically been more or less impossible. Focus has really been on leveraging the tools we have at our disposal, so optimizing spend and data points for those digital conversions, unfortunately at the expense of leaving behind the huge revenue opportunity from call conversions. Calls typically convert at 10 to 15x the rate that digital conversions do. So there's a huge revenue opportunity there being left on the table from these call conversions. That is, thankfully, until now. So now I'm going to shift gears a little bit and talk about AI and how Invoca is leveraging AI specifically combined with call intelligence to help drive more revenue from paid search, and I'll walk through a few specific use cases. So starting specifically with AI, AI is really transforming consumer engagement, and as a result, it's transforming all of our marketing tools and the new ways that we can really harness and leverage big data to deliver a more impactful and personalized customer experience. A recent stat published by Google was that 81% of leading marketers, so basically us, because we're all leading marketers here today, right? We agree that the capability of machine learning will be critical to provide a more personalized experience in that customer journey. Whether we call it a personalized experience or individualized experience, that's what we're all focused on right now, creating that better experience for our customers and leveraging AI to do it. So how AI works at Invoca is what I'll walk through next. At a sort of core perspective, we've been layering in AI to our call intelligence platform. We're able to capture data that happens pre-call and during the call in a few different ways. So pre-call, we're able to capture things like what keyword was someone searching for, what ad did they click on, what landing page did they call from, what was the Google click ID, how long did the call last, all of these interesting call attributes, or all of these interesting data attributes that are captured prior to someone actually clicking and placing that call. As the call occurs, we're also capturing interesting data points such as how long did the call last, what were the different key presses that someone may have entered when they're going through that IVR experience, what location geographically are they calling from. All of these data points give you, the marketer, a better sense of what drove that consumer to call. But the missing piece there is what was the outcome of the call. Not only what drove them to call, but what happened on the call. What insights can we glean from that conversation to then have a better idea of what the outcome of the call was, whether it was a conversion, and what different types of conversion types could be for your business. So Invoca also captures all of that data. We capture all those really important conversational insights in real time based on keywords and phrases that were said on the call that signal customer intent. And that's really where the concept of what we call signals comes into play. It's taking all of these different data points and combining them together so that you as a marketer can know, was a certain signal met? And a signal can be, did a conversion occur? Was an appointment booked if you're a home services company? Was a policy purchased if you're an insurance company? So you get to determine what are the call outcomes that are important to you as a business and work with these different data points that we have to understand when these signals are met or not met. And then the kicker is pushing these signals directly into your ad management platforms, specifically in this case, AdWords. So then you finally have that closed loop conversion data, and not just sale conversion, but other call outcomes data directly in AdWords. So now I'm going to take a few minutes to walk through 4 different use cases, specifically pertaining to paid search, that demonstrate the challenges that AI combined with call intelligence can solve for you as paid search marketers and digital marketers in general. First challenge, having zero visibility into actual conversions from those call-only campaigns. In many cases, I imagine folks in this room would be relying on something like a call duration as a proxy to determine whether or not a conversion happened. But call duration is really not accurate, right? That just tells you that someone was on the phone for a long period of time, but it doesn't actually tell you if they made a purchase. Maybe they were an existing customer calling to complain about something. It's not really actionable, relevant data for you as a marketer, and definitely not the same level of sophistication that you have for digital conversion data. So the solution that we present is giving you the ability to set up those signals to identify when a conversion occurs. Some examples that we've got listed here would refer to the insurance industry, so whether a quote inquiry was completed, whether a new policy was purchased. You can set up these signals that are relevant to your business directly in the Invoca platform, and then decide which of these signals you want to push into your AdWords interface. This data is pushed all in real time, so then you see directly in AdWords that granular call conversion data the same way you would your digital conversion data, and then you can act on it. In a similar vein, another challenge that marketers have right now is tying calls back to actual conversions and in a timely manner, right? Getting that real-time closed-loop attribution within a reasonable time frame so that you can then start making your spend optimizations, your bidding changes, and so on. Best case scenario right now, from what we are hearing from customers, is that without any kind of solution in place, it takes weeks at best, sometimes even months, to really be able to close the loop, gathering data from a call center or different DMP platforms and matching together all of the different pieces of data to determine whether a call resulted in a sale. Weeks and months can result in way too much wasted ad spend, bidding on the kinds of keywords that are driving calls that potentially aren't converting, or on the flip side, ignoring keywords that are driving calls that are converting for you and leaving that opportunity on the table. So again, what's the solution here? Really leveraging these AI signals to determine when that conversion happens in real time, pushing that data into AdWords, and being able to immediately optimize your bid strategy for those call conversions, and at the same time, reducing spend on the types of keywords that are not driving the conversions that you're looking for. Third challenge that I want to touch upon is optimizing for acquisition. I imagine pretty much everyone in the room is focused on customer acquisition, not customer service. We're all trying to gain new customers for our business and grow revenue. But it's really hard to do this when you don't have visibility into the profiles of folks that are calling and having these conversations with your business. So I've got an example of 2 different types of potential callers here. Someone who's calling to file a claim, an existing customer, again using the insurance industry as an example. And then someone else who's a new customer who wants to purchase a policy. they both see the same paid search ad and click on it, but the outcome of those calls is very different. One of those callers you probably definitely would like to be paying money for. The other, as an acquisition marketer, you probably don't want to be wasting your ad dollars on. So how do you solve for this? How are you able to determine the intent from customers? Again, leveraging these AI-driven signals and voice insights to determine in real time who's calling, what their intent is, and then pushing that data back into AdWords to inform your bidding strategy. The last challenge that I wanted to touch upon was creating this more relevant post-call digital experience. So this ties into the themes of personalization that have come up throughout the morning. If you don't know what's happened on a call, if you as a digital marketer don't know if someone purchased on the call or if they have intent to purchase but just haven't crossed the finish line yet, you don't really know what the right next step to take is. So in some cases, it might be serving up highly targeted retargeting ads to them to convince them to kind of take that final step and make the purchase. On the other hand, if they did purchase over the phone, you do not want to be wasting your retargeting dollars on this person because they've already bought, right? So you would want to suppress them from future ads, potentially, or maybe add them to an upsell campaign. There are all kinds of different ways that you would want to personalize that next follow-up digital experience. That's what we help solve for as well. And again, to sort of recap how that works, Invoca analyzes all of that data in real time and analyzes what's happening on the call, what the intent is. We help you segment those callers into different sort of audience buckets and push that data directly into Google Analytics so you can build custom audiences and then take the most intelligent and personalized next step, whether it is creating retargeting ads for these folks or suppressing them from future advertising dollars. So there are a lot of really neat things that you can do that create a much better customer experience when you are weaving together data from that offline conversion point with their digital online footprint so that the next interaction they have with your brand is personalized not just on what they've been researching online, but personalized on the conversation they've had with your business, whether or not they purchased or not, what their intent is, and so on. So a lot of really neat and also important things that you should be doing to be optimizing not just for those digital conversions, but for those offline conversions and that conversational customer data. Is this working for folks? Yes, it definitely is. So here's one example of a happy client who just started leveraging our AI functionality this summer. Within a couple of months, they were able to decrease the average CPA of a call by 41%, which is huge, and then also take those savings and reinvest them in bidding strategies around the keywords that were driving the highest quality call conversions that they were receiving. When it comes to AI, I think a lot of us think, well, is it kind of hard to get started? Is it sort of clunky? Am I going to need to invest a lot of resources on my own end to really leverage the power of AI at this point? And with Invoca, it's really not. We've managed to make our AI very easy to use, directly out of the box, kind of turnkey, ready to go. We have custom models built for a variety of different industries, which you see here: home services, technology, insurance, telecom, lending, automotive, as well as a more general bucket. So these are models that you can set up and get running immediately, just literally in a matter of a few clicks, so that you are getting these signals into what's happening on phone calls and pushing them directly into your ad platforms in real time. If your business has slightly more unique use cases, we also have a team that can help you build your own custom models using our AI. So instead of using the sort of pre-trained out-of-the-box models of AI, we are here to help support you and build own custom models as well for your business as needed. In a nutshell, that's pretty much what I wanted to cover with you folks today. Didn't want to take up too much of your time. I know we're all kind of eager to go out and hit the slopes or do some of the shooting or snowshoeing, lots of neat activities here. So I wanted to just drive home the point that you should definitely be thinking about those offline conversion points that you are driving from your digital advertising spend, thinking about that valuable data that is captured on a phone call and how you as digital marketers can be using it to create a more personalized individual experience in that next step in the customer journey. If you do have questions, we've got a table outside. My team are happy to answer any questions you have, show you a quick demo if you would like, and just chat more about how we're thinking about leveraging this data and AI at Invoca. So with that, thank you very much for your time and being a great audience. I know having food in front of you always helps, but enjoy the activities this afternoon as well. And hopefully you'll stop by and chat with us.